there friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we're going to be learning how to draw Zoey in her battle armor. So first we're going to get started with the bangs. And right in the center, we're just going to draw a small curved line from left to right. We're going to bring that up on both sides now. So from that corner, we're going to curve this through towards the top, ending that at the same height. Let's step over. We're going to curve this line down on the left and right hand side, ending that at the same height. And then again, we're going to bring this over and across on both sides. Now from here on the side again, we're going to curve this back through towards the top. Let's step across. We're going to bring this line out on both sides. And then again from here, we're just going to curve this line back up, ending that at roughly the same height. Let's bring the bangs down on both sides now. So starting further up, we're going to curve this line around and through on the left. We're going to do the same thing on the right, bringing this over. And then we're just going to end that at the same height. Now from that point, we're going to bring this back through and in towards the top. Let's draw on the ears. So on both sides, we're going to draw in a half circle beside the bangs there. Let's add in the details inside the ear. So on the top, we're just going to curve this line over. And then dropping down again, we're going to replicate that, bringing that back through towards the side. Let's close off the top of the hair. So right in the center here, we're going to curve this all the way through and down towards the top of our ear. And we're going to move across on the right hand side and just replicating that. Bringing that down. Now from here for the buns on both sides, we're just going to curve this line around and in. Let's move in towards the middle now, curving this over and through on the side. And then let's move down again one more time, arching this over and through towards the ear. Let's close off the bottom of the head. We're just going to draw in a nice long curved line from left to right. Let's draw on Zoey's eyes now. So starting on the right hand side, coming over from the center, we're going to curve this line up, around and back in. We're going to do the same thing, lining that up at the same height on the left hand side. Now from that point, we're going to again follow this through, curving this around and then down in the corner. And then we're just going to color in that part black. Now let's draw on the eyelashes. So we're going to draw in 2 small triangles on the side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the left. And then again, we're just going to color those in black. Now let's draw on the pupil. So as we come underneath from the inside, we're going to draw in a circle, bringing this around, connecting that through on the side. On the top left now, we're going to draw in a nice big circle for the highlight in her eye. And then we're going to come down on a diagonal, drawing in a smaller circle for our second highlight. And then again, we're just going to color in the pupils black. Let's come up and draw on the eyebrows. So we're going to curve this line across on both sides, just above our eye, following the shape of that eye. And then from the inside corner, we're going to curve this around and down on both sides. In the middle for the nose, we're just going to draw in a small curved line arching down in the center. And then now for the smile directly underneath, we're just going to curve this line around and then up on the side. And now let's draw on the neck. So we're going to draw in 2 small diagonal lines coming out on both sides. And then we're going to close this off with a curved line directly on the bottom. Now let's move up. We're going to replicate that again. Close off the collar. Now let's draw in the shoulders. So we're going to bring this line out and down. We're going to do the same thing on the right. And then now for the top portion of the arm again, bringing this up and in. Now let's move down. Let's draw on the inside of the arm. We're going to curve this line out. Ending that at the same height. And then again, dropping down, curving that around and through, connecting that in towards the wrist. Let's close off the body now. So we're going to draw in 2 diagonal lines coming in on both sides. Let's draw in a curved line connecting those together. Now on the side here, we're going to curve this line down and we're going to do that twice. We're going to end that at roughly the same height. Let's close that off on the bottom with a straight line. Now on the top, moving up, we're going to curve this line out towards the left. And then from that point, we're just going to arch this back up and in on the side. We're going to step up again, curving this over and through towards that strap. And then moving up above, we're going to curve this line back in towards that corner. Let's step underneath. We're going to bring this diagonal line out, extending this through, curving that over towards the side. And then from the top here, we're going to curve this around and down towards that corner. Let's move up. We're going to continue to extend this line across. And then now moving underneath, we're going to bring this diagonal line through, extending that underneath towards the side. Let's draw in a small circle on the top left here. And then again, moving right in towards the center, we're going to draw in our second circle. We'll continue to add some details in on the top here now. So as we come up, we're going to draw in a half circle on the top left. We're going to leave a gap. We're going to draw in another circle, moving down. Let's leave another gap as we move through towards the bottom. And then again, we're going to come down, and each time we do this, we're just going to get slightly smaller with our circle. So we're going to come down and draw in 4 more circles, making our final circle the smallest. And then now we're just going to join them all together with a line that comes through towards the side. Now on the top from that corner, we're going to curve this in, extending this through and over on the right. On the top here, we're going to curve this over and through for the shoulder. And then on the bottom again, we're going to replicate that, curving that up and in towards the side. Now let's move down. We're going to start from the top here, curving this line over and through towards the bottom of the arm. And then let's move down again, curving this around and then back in. Now let's draw on the hand. So for the thumb, we're going to bring this line over and up. And then we're going to curve this line out, bringing that back up. And then we're just going to move up and close off the wrist with 2 curved lines. Now coming down on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line over from that point, bringing that back around and through. We're going to mirror this on the left-hand side as well. Let's step over again, replicating that. In the middle, And then one last time as we move out on the side, bringing that over and up towards the top, connecting that together. Let's add in some small details here. So we're going to draw in 2 diagonal lines coming up towards the center. And then where we have that point, we're just going to draw this line coming out towards the top. We're going to do the same thing as we move in towards the middle. So again, 2 diagonal lines. And then we're going to bring that diagonal line through towards the top. And then again on the right, just 1 diagonal line coming out. And then bringing that line through towards the top. Let's draw on the small little strap behind. So we're going to bring this line out, up, and over. We'll do the same on the left. And then we're just going to draw in some small detail lines. So 1 coming through on the bottom, and then 2 on the top coming down. And now lastly, let's just draw in Zoey's legs. So starting from the center, we're going to draw in 2 diagonal lines coming out on both sides. We're going to end at the same height. We're going to step up on the top, curving this line across on both sides. We're going to bring this line out on a diagonal on both sides. And then from that corner, we're going to curve this back in towards the inside. Let's move up. We're going to draw in a stripe here. So we're going to curve this line back across again. Let's move in. We're going to draw in a small diagonal line coming out. And then again from the corner, just curving this around and in. And now let's move up, curving this line over, creating in the second stripe. And then we're just going to draw in a small diagonal line coming up. And then behind this in the center, we're going to bring this diagonal line through. Let's continue to draw on the rest of the leg. So we're going to draw in a straight line that comes down, ending this at the same height as the line on the inside. We're going to draw in a curved line, closing that off. Now on each side, we're going to curve this line out, around, and then back in. On the top, we're going to curve this line over. And now lastly, we just have to draw in her feet. So on the inside, we're going to bring this line down. We'll do the same on the right. And then now we're going to close off the bottom of the shoe by arching this line around and back in on the top. Now from the side, we're going to draw in a curved line from left to right. And then for the sole of the shoe, we're just going to arch this line through towards the side. And that is it. That's how you draw Zoey in her battle armor. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.